Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think first I want to state that Bureti constituency is one of the tea growing constituencies and regions of the country situated in the west of Rift. I agree to the recommendations, but there are some recommendations, Honorable Speaker. I would want to highlight the concerns of the farmers of west of Rift. It is not true that the west of Rift does not have quality tea. It is also not true that the west of Rift has received equal treatment in the KTDA system, as has been said by the report. We are aware that there is only one managing agent of the tea factories, that is KTDA. And KTDA managers are able to be transferred from one region to another. So about the expertise or about the question of the factory management is entirely the management of KTDA. It is also true, Honorable Speaker, that when a farmer has plucked his tea and KTDA has accepted the tea at the tea buying center, then the honors of good quality tea then rests at the factory management, which is managed by KTDA. So that question about management of factories on the west of Rift should actually be looked into more carefully, because it is being used as a cover to imagine that the tea from the west of Rift is good. The second observation that was made by the committee, Honorable Speaker, is that the west of Rift is too far from Mombasa, and therefore they incur higher costs of transportation, of insurance, and of freight. If it is true that Kisii, Western Province, and Kericho is too far from Mombasa where the auction is happening, then this committee should have also made a recommendation to open another auction in the west of Rift, so that the buyers can come to that area and buy tea and then offtake tea from the farmers for the sake of reducing the cost of the farmers. KTDA, therefore, is responsible in opening the markets to make sure that the market is opened up to access by all farmers. There is also another misnomer, Honorable Speaker, that the west of Rift, there is so much hawking of tea that is contributing to the low prices of tea or low quality of tea. I want to state here, and I want to go on record, Honorable Speaker, that there is no factory in the west of Rift that is operating below capacity. And because of the high production of tea in the west of Rift, and because of the high rainfall that is received in that region, we are able to produce more tea per bush than the east of Rift, and therefore we have more tea. To that extent, therefore, it must come to the position of this House to know that it is not the tea production that is making tea hawking an issue. And the tea hawking does not affect the quality of tea. Third, Honorable Speaker, is the question of KTDA investment in power production. It is not true to say that KTDA has done everything to make sure that the power production plants within the west of Rift has been in the forefront. The people of Kericho, and particularly Bureti, the 4 factories of Bureti, that is Kapkatet, Chelal, Tebesonic, and Litein, contributed nearly 1 billion shillings, almost 10 years ago, to a power plant that has not been completed by KTDA to date. To that extent, that means we are paying a higher cost with contributions that was made on incomes that are not earning any interest or any penalty on the contractor. And we are being told again, because of time, the inflationary tendencies that have accrued within the construction sector, that it is expected that these projects will cost higher. We want to ask from KTDA, where did you take the monies that were contributed by the west of Rift, such that there are no power plants and power factories that have been power plants that is supplementing the energy in the region? Number 2, Honorable Chair, if you check at the recommendation number 2, that the Ministry of Energy should implement the law